What's up, YouTube? Jeff, your Style O.G. And on today's video, I'm going to share with you 10 style rules to keep in mind when you're dressing casually. If you're new to the channel, we release a new video every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, discussing various men's lifestyle topics such as style, grooming, and dating. I invite you to subscribe, tap the notification bell, and join us. And to my returning friends like Stan Rizzo, salute. Now, in my humble opinion, dressing well casually is more difficult than looking good when you dress up. I mean, who can't look good in a pair of dress shoes, a suit, or a blazer? But when you dress casually, it's easy to get it wrong. You can come across juvenile, sloppy, or even worse, looking like you don't know what you're doing. And that's what I'm going to help you with on today's video. On today's video, I'm going to share with you 10 style rules to keep in mind to make sure you look good while you look relaxed and casual. So without any further delay, let's hop right into it. Now, first up on the list of casual style rules is one that applies no matter what style of clothing you're wearing, but to me, it's just as important, if not more so, when dressing casually. It's the fact that fit is still king, even when you're dressing relaxed. Now, I'm sure I don't have to convince you of how important the fit is when you're dressed up. We all take our suits to get tailored. But what I want you to keep in mind, when you dress casually, it's easy to get it wrong and come across sloppy. Clothing can be too big, too boxy, just unflattering. That's why it's just as important to pay attention to the fit when you're dressed down. And here's the key to pay attention to. You'll want your clothing to fit overall slim, but not tight. Close to the body, but not constricting. And as a bonus tip, here's what I recommend you do to stand out from the other casual guys. Take a lot of your clothing to the tailor to get fitted. Yes, just about anything you wear casually can be nipped and tucked to give you even a better fit. So remember, when you dress casually, you still want to look put together. You want to pay attention to fit. Next up on the list is a style rule I pay extra attention to when I'm dressed casually. Here's the time to even pay more attention into investing in quality shoes. Here's the thing, just like when you're dressed up, your shoes are still the foundation of your look when you're dressed casually. People are still going to notice them, especially the women. So when you're dressed down, make sure your shoes are of quality, clean, and up to date. You don't want some dad sneakers. And I don't mean ironic dad sneakers, actually dad sneakers. Your best bet is a low profile, minimal sneaker. And if you want to step your casual looks up, invest in some nice loafers. You can even wear dress shoes with jeans. Throw on a nice pair of boots. Just like I recommend when it comes to dress shoes, invest in the best quality casual shoes you can reasonably afford. Now, next up is an important casual style rule to pay attention to as you mature. So my OGs out there, this is especially for you. Make sure when you're dressed casually, you're dressed like a grown-up. Here's the thing, when you're in your relaxed casual gear, you still want people to be able to tell the difference between you and a teenager. Especially if you're someone who has a teenager. You shouldn't be dressed like your son. So when you're dressed casually, keep things simple. Ease up on the graphic tees. No rips or tears in the jeans. And when all else fails, stick to solid colors. This is gonna work best for most guys out there. I know a lot of times when you dress casually, it gives you a youthful vibe. But here's the thing, you wanna look youthful, not juvenile. So make sure when you're dressing relaxed, you're dressed like a grown-up. Now, piggybacking on that last point, to make sure you're dressed like a grown-up, I don't want you to take it too far. I still want you to pay attention to trends. Pay attention to them, incorporate them some, but don't be ruled by them. I don't think there's any problem that once you built your casual wardrobe up with your classic basic essentials, to throw in a trendy piece here and there. Just don't go too far. When I say pay attention to trends, take a look at what the hot colors or patterns might be for that particular season. Or pay attention to silhouettes. When you were younger, skinny jeans might have been in, a tight t-shirt might have been in. Silhouettes change, looks loosen up, or they get a little slimmer from time to time. And if I do see a trend I really want to go for, I don't spend a lot of money on it. I go to fast fashion stores like H&M. That way I can spend a little money, try the trend, and have no buyer's remorse. So a great way to have a little fun with your casual looks, you can pay attention to trends, incorporate them a little bit, but don't be ruled by them. Now, when it comes to picking a pair of pants to wear when it's time to dress casually, most of the time we're going to default to our favorite pair of jeans. I want to make sure you have the right fit with your denim. Yes, it's great to feel cool, casual, and relaxed in your jeans, but they have to fit well to make sure you don't come across sloppy. And there's a few easy rules to keep in mind to make sure you have the right fit. First of all, you want them to fit well enough in your waist that you don't necessarily have to wear a belt. You only wear one because you choose to. Now let's talk about how they should fit in your legs. You want your jeans to drape nicely and closely to your legs without being constricting. Slim, but not tight. And as we move down towards your shoes, the jeans should taper down towards the ankle. Now, if you're wondering what the best fits are for different types of body, here's a quick general rule. My average or skinny guys go for a slim fit. My athletic guys, or you guys with bigger thighs, naturally try an athletic fit. And what also will work for my athletic, or even more importantly for my bigger guys, go for a straight fit. Now, of course, I have no problem with reaching for your jeans most of the time you're dressed casually, but let me give you something you might want to do at least from time to time. Every once in a while, instead reach for a pair of Chinos. Now, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you know I'm a huge proponent of Chinos. I always refer to them as the Swiss Army knife of pants. That's because you can wear them in almost any situation. Dressier than a pair of jeans, but not quite as dressy as a pair of trousers. You can pick from a wide range of colors, and they will go with just about any type of footwear you want to rock. Anywhere from jeans, sneakers, boots, even dress shoes. These are the pants to grab when you want to dress relaxed and casual, but you want a more elevated look than your favorite pair of denim. No pair of pants is more versatile than a pair of Chinos. The colors I recommend to start with: khaki, gray, and navy. Now, speaking of elevating your casual looks, brings me to my next tip. I recommend when you're dressed relaxed, make sure you throw on a nice watch. Now, here's the thing. When you're dressed casually, your outfit can easily be very dull, very boring. You can spice it up with a few details, like an accessory. The best male accessory, a watch. One of the reasons why I like rocking a watch when dressed casually, it shows I made a little effort. It gives a detail for people to focus on. And to me, a watch adds a little bit of maturity to your look. As I mentioned earlier, casual looks can easily look quite juvenile. The best types of watches to wear when dressed casually, think of ones with bands that are metal or rubber. But what I like to do to mix it up some, I actually will do a high-low look. I wear a casual outfit with a dressy watch. The watch elevates the casual look. The casual look takes some of the stuffiness out of the dress watch. We're not quite done elevating your casual looks just yet. When you're dressed in a relaxed fashion, a great way to elevate that look, put on a nice jacket. A lot of times when you're dressed casually, especially when the temperature drops, your jacket might be the only thing people see. It's nice to invest a little bit more in it when that's the case. Great jackets to wear when dressed casually, of course, a leather jacket, and some of my lightweight favorites, a denim trucker, a Harrington, or a bomber. And when you want to step up your casual look even more, try throwing on a blazer. I especially recommend an unstructured blazer. This type of blazer is meant to be worn a little more casually than your typical blazer because of its casual fit and no padding in the shoulders. And a great piece of outwear to elevate your casual looks as the temperature drops even more, I recommend throwing on an overcoat. Now, next up on the style rules to pay attention to when dressed casually is one you've heard quite often if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time. I highly recommend every guy wear cologne. Now, here's the thing. When dressed casually, it's harder to make an impression. A great simple way to do so, leave behind a nice scent. Wearing cologne is just an easy way to stand out in a sea of t-shirts and jeans. That's because over 80% of men don't wear fragrance at all. A great way to stand out, be among the 20% that do. And of course, it goes without saying, you definitely will leave an impression on the ladies. Did you know that women have a stronger sense of smell than we do, and they attach emotion and memory to scent? Need I say any more? If you want to dress casually but still make an impression, don't hesitate to rock your favorite cologne. Now, next up is one of the most important, if not most important, rules to pay attention to when dressed casually. Only wear things you're comfortable in. I mean, what's the point of dressing casually if you have to try too hard? Wear things that come with ease. Wear things that feel and look effortless. I know we've talked about several rules on today's video, but just use them as guidelines. If you want to wear a graphic tee, wear it. You want to incorporate trends or ignore trends altogether. Do what's comfortable for you. I give you guidelines to help you along the way, but it's always okay to bend or break the rules. One of the great things about dressing casually, you shouldn't have to try too hard. I highly recommend doing things that are subtle and easy for you to pull off. Things that you feel comfortable in your skin wearing. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, when you're dressed casually, it's easy to come across as either sloppy or juvenile. But I believe if you keep in mind the 10 tips we talked about on today's video, you'll be well on your way to dressing stylishly while dressed relaxed. Now, as always, I love to have your input. Let the Style O.G family know in the comments section some things you keep in mind when you're dressed casually.